Hey everyone, and welcome back to Small Engine Edge. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what we do with our junk equipment. Many people ask this. A lot of people reach out all the time and say, hey, what do you do with it? Do you just take it all to the junkyard? Well, no, absolutely not. We take any usable parts off of it, any usable engines or transmissions. Of course, you don't want to become a hoarder, but I'll show you exactly how we take care of that going forward. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as we go along if you enjoy the content. On this one here, basically the customer brought it in, it had a blown up engine on it. Now I talked to him for a little bit, let him know we may have a used engine in back. He wasn't very interested in it, didn't even check it out then, but he said, hey, go ahead and junk it. So this piece of equipment was junked. Customer says, get rid of it. I went to the back and looked, and I had a Kohler 24 horse engine back there that had a tag on it. We always tag them after if we pull them off of something, we tag them once we get done with it. Looks like we replaced a couple head gaskets, a PTO seal, and rebuilt the carburetor on it. We did that during the winter off of a free engine that just kind of had some fill time during the winter. So virtually zero for the cost of everything. But this Toro time cutter is going to be a good unit, and we're going to sell it right during the middle of the summer when the selling's very hot, because we did very little work to a Kohler engine. I just got that completely put on. This thing's going to bring a couple $1,000s, and all because a couple different people junked their pieces of equipment. You could have sent that to the junkyard. You could have tried to part it out. I'm sure it wasn't going to be worth quite a couple $1,000s for doing that. So this one will bring us a good profit. I'll show you what we do to the others. So a lot of those riding mowers, broken frame, bad transmission, deck that's shot, maybe the whole body shot. We'll take everything down. We'll take hours, we'll take condition, we'll put it on the engine if the engine may still be good. And then we can go through that, especially during the winter when you have extra time, and see if that engine may be worth fixing for future use. If it is, go ahead and fix it during the winter, during your slow time. That keeps you busy through the winter, and you're able to make that extra money during the summer and without having to do those things during the summer. On trimmers and blowers and stuff, we basically just pull the parts that we can either A, use, or B, we can resell. We do have an eBay store. I think every small engine repair shop should, because of all the equipment that people end up giving you. There's no reason not to take 10 minutes to pull a recoil off of a blower that's going to junk and list it and make $30, $40, $50, especially if that's something you save and you do during the winter, during your slow times. That helps you get through any of those, because you got your big rush during the summer, and then spring and fall and winter are a little bit slower for you. It helps you get through those slow times, and then you make a good money doing it. You don't have to continue to list those things during your busy times, but you will still have to continue to sell them. So it depends on your flow, but you can also put a higher handling time during those busier times so you don't have to ship as quick. Let me show you exactly what I do with this engine and what we'll do with a bunch of the junk out back. This Toro time cutter originally had the Toro V-twin commercial 24.5 horse on it. It developed an oil leak and the customer didn't check it, didn't notice it all. Excuse the mess, haven't really finished this quite up yet, but the one I found in back was a Kohler Courage 24 horsepower off of a Cub Cadet, one of the larger ones. Again, I didn't really have to do much modification. I did have to change the muffler a little bit. The mounts didn't perfectly match up. So I had to do a little bit of twisting of one of the down tubes, but the rest was perfect. The starter, the wiring, and everything matched up. All we had to do is change the filters and change the oil, change the plugs to have this thing 100% ready to go once we put it on this mower. So it's quick and easy, like a lot of these are if you save the parts that you need down the road. See if these birds will give me enough of a break. So a lot of this stuff is junk. A lot of this stuff will be saved and be used at some point. Engines off of different ones, transmissions or decks. We save as much of it as we can. This had a nice V-twin Kawasaki on it that we saved. We'll use that one later, no doubt. And some of this stuff just needs to go to junk. It's been here forever. We're finally at a point where we're able to take a junk run here soon. We will get that done in the very near future. So that's on riding mowers, right? You want to save the engines if they're good, save the deck, save the transmissions. Sometimes hoods actually of the older ones sell for a pretty good amount. Like this one here, I know the transmission's bad on it, but this engine is good, although it is an MTD. We will save it. Front of these hoods, though, can ship on eBay for a pretty decent price a lot of times, especially the old Craftsmans and stuff that aren't available anymore. Sometimes you get about $100 out of those. But what about all the other junk, right? What about stuff like this? What do you do? That thing's not worth fixing. This is one we had in one of the other videos. We'll steal parts off of it, possibly steal the engine, although it looks like the crankcase may be leaking, so that might not be a good idea. But save whatever you can off of them. If there's wheels or handles, a lot of the Toro handle assemblies will save. Recoil assemblies, air filter covers. Like some of these will take the air filter covers off of. Others will take and sell the recoils. This one here will probably actually try to fix. They just threw all this junk outside yesterday when they went through the whole junk pile. So pretty much all of this C is junk. If it takes too much time, we're not going to save it. We'll go through and see exactly what was wrong with it before they told us to junk it. Like this is a good mower deck. You can find another engine and throw it on there. If it's something that you can replace the engine on and it's a good deck, you can obviously make a good mower out of it. It depends on what exactly is wrong with the piece of equipment, what you're going to save. But recoils, engine housings, fuel tanks off a lot of these Briggs & Strattons, they sell online, $40, $50 many times. So there's no reason not to save something like that. There's no reason not to pull parts. Even if you're not going to completely list any of that stuff now, keep the information off the engine with it and list it at a later date. Put it in the back room if you have time. And again, all of this is going to really depend on how much space that you have to store it, because this stuff can take up a lot of space. As you see, this is, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff hanging out here right now. See if I can't shimmy in between the trailer and this stuff. Electric mowers, I normally don't save much off of those, but there may be some market for some of that stuff. And then a lot of these older machines, parts are no longer available. Like that with the front wheel drive going to it. Up front here, some of that stuff may be worth good money if you actually look into it a little bit. But recoil housings, we like to save the wing nuts off the handles, some of the other nuts off the bodies of these things, or bolts. It never hurts to save something unless you're running out of room like crazy. And much of this stuff will only take a few seconds to pull something off and list it. Something like this, there's not really much usable on. Again, maybe air filter cover. You can save carbs, or you can save handles of anything you want if that's what you want to do. We save hoses and we save wands off of pressure washers. Some of these generators that people say, hey, don't do, they're actually worth fixing. They just didn't want to put any money into them. They think that they're not worth that to begin with. Figured I'd get around to a different view here with the sun coming up. Lawn Boy recoils, many times those are good price if you're going to sell them on the used market. If you got something like a tiller over here, or even a snowblower, if you got something that you can put a new engine on and get it sold, it may not hurt to save the body. On this one, I believe the engine's junk. If the transmission was junk, probably wouldn't be worth saving. But otherwise, if you come across the used engine, you can have you a good tiller right back up and working in no time. Walk behind over there that's pretty dilapidated. It's in pretty bad shape. Some of this stuff just needs to go to junk, right? But there's many usable parts. You've got to decide what you want to save and what you want to actually send down the road. Just another view over here. Again, that walk behind. I wouldn't put a new engine on it or mess with it much. It's a pretty old design. But any of this stuff can be fixed if you have the time or you have the parts, and it may be worth it during the winter depending on your workflow, your schedule, and what you have to pay for it. So this has an Intech on it. It's a Yardman zero turn. I've been going back and forth on this one for quite a while. Do I want to do anything to it? It's got wheels that still have nubs on them, or tires that still have nubs on them. It's one of those where it's like, I really don't want to fix a Yardman zero turn and sell it, but at the same time, it's in really good shape. It may be worth doing during the winter. So take a close look at those. Take a look at what you can and couldn't sell. Something like this, the guy said junk. Well, guess what? The recoil on it, the recoil is probably worth $30 to $50 just the way that it sits. And a lot of these older things, these parts are no longer available. Keep that in mind before you toss them or let someone take them. Here we have more stuff that I've just kind of saved for miscellaneous parts, especially the steel stuff because it's high dollar. This MS261C, I think it has a scored cylinder. It's got a tag there, but that's something that may be worth rebuilding come slow time also. We'll do the same thing. If it's worth fixing, if it's a high-end unit, we will go ahead and fix it at some point. Save it for future use. And the recoils, especially even on like Pool and Pros and home lights and some of the smaller stuff, it takes 4 screws. I usually will pull them out, make sure everything's good, and I'll sell it with the screws that go into the chainsaw as just a recoil assembly. Many people are missing the screws when they buy these things. They want just that, and they'll bring good money. Used engines, we've got a ton of those from riding mowers, zero turns, push mowers, pretty much everything here. And we've also got PTO clutches, we've got side chutes, we've got, I mean, just everything that you can imagine that you're gonna need. Starters and flywheels, flywheel fans. We save all of that stuff and put it to the side in case we ever come across the need for it. All of this stuff has some value if you're going to be able to use it. Save all that you can, but you've got to have space for it also. If you don't have space for it, you're just going to run into where you can't even find what you have. You know you have it, but you don't know where it is. Some of this stuff, like the MTD or Cub Cadet branded engines, the recoils on them are worth good money just as they are if they're blown up. These as whole engines are going to be much more value to us than parting them out. So figure out what you have. But all of this stuff holds value. If you get slow during the winter, Vanguard 35, heads and everything else off of it, anything good can be sold for a profit. That's all another income source for you that you're able to tap into off of free stuff that you've gotten. We keep our stuff over here just kind of in a bin that we're going to use. And we've also got kind of eBay all thrown throughout here. We actually sold this exactly as listed. Right? Fuel tank off of a riding mower. You can sell anything that you have there. You don't have to spend an hour cleaning it up or anything like that. You list it as a used dirty part or clean it up and try to get more money out of it. However you'd like to do it, but that sold for $48. Not a bad day for a 5-minute, 10-minute listing. Some of this stuff we just save in case we need it ourselves, which is all fine too. That comes just in as much in handy as everything else. But if you're going to save it to list it, make sure you get the engine information and the information off of the mower itself in case you need that. A lot of this back here is our eBay listings. We've got this engine still waiting around back here with treated fuel in it. I'm going to wait until this winter, and then we'll open it up. It'll be 2 years that it had been sitting. But we list these by bin or tote on eBay, so we know exactly where it's at when we need them. No, it's not real organized right now. Hey, I get it. You might think, hey, that looks like crap. Well, a lot of things do in the small engine repair business. You can't have everything spick and span all the time, although we try. Again, take everything you can, anything usable off any of this stuff, save or sell it. Recoils and tanks and stuff, again, off these MTDs, even air filter bases and covers off of some things, go for major money. Keep that in mind. Chutes off of snowblowers. I mean, tires off of snowblowers sometimes go for good money. It just depends. You have to look it up and figure out what things are selling for on eBay. If you look it up there, it's pretty easy to figure out what you're going to get out of it. But again, save it also for yourself if it's something you can use or it'll save you money, especially if you're selling used equipment. Same thing goes for packing material. We save pretty well all of our packing material. That way we can ship things out and don't have to pay for anything. You can save boxes, obviously blade adapters, deck hangers. We've got engine controls, boxes full of springs, boxes full of dipsticks, wheels, whatever the case is. Again, all that stuff may come useful to you in the future. Of course, we got some new wheels mixed in over here. If we had more room, I'd probably have 10 times the amount of stuff, but at some point, you've got to let a lot of it go. You can't save it all. Hopefully, I've helped somebody figure out how to use all the stuff that you have laying around and make more money off of those things. How to bridge that gap between your busy season and your slow season. That was one of the major things as we got started. How do you employ somebody and keep them busy during the winter? Well, different projects. If you've got one that needs a bunch of work, you can spend those 3 to 5 hours on that riding mower to get it going for the spring or the summer, as opposed to trying to do that during the spring or the summer where you don't have time. Do those things in other areas and take advantage of all that stuff that people give you. Somebody gave me this Husqvarna chainsaw. It only needed, I think it needed a carb kit and then a new brake on it. So somebody gave this to me. I had never had a Husqvarna chainsaw myself, never used one. I've always kind of been a Steel fan, and that's what I've always had. But I'll tell you what, this Husqvarna chainsaw, it really goes through some stuff, and I really like it. I've used it a couple times now, but those things that people give you can be a means of making money or getting equipment that you didn't have before to build your stock up of that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. Have a great day. Keep continuing to dream big and go far.